Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M40 M43. It's the Tier 8 American SPG. It's located on the north spawn of Erlenberg, and this one is under the command of Bigger Stickers. Yes, it's one of my replays, and I've got 2 marks on the barrel of my gun, which I'm trying to work my way up to the 3rd mark. Should be soon. Okay, well, I've got a couple of replays for you, starting with the M40. It's got a 203mm 8-inch howitzer as its main armament. It's based on the hull of the M4, but they didn't start building them until during the war, around about 1944, and you can see I actually almost got too deep there, and I tried to get out of the way of that Su-130PM because I didn't want him to drown. Now, they only sent one M43 over to Europe during the war and one M40. The M40 has the 155mm gun, and the M43 has the 8-inch howitzer. And they were basically just to test out, was it any good? And yes, it was good. It was very good indeed, actually. And so they started building more, in fact, towards the end of the war, but they never saw service. Okay, you can see it's got the horizontal volute suspension system, which actually is the mark of an upgraded M4. Okay, I'm ready to shoot at the enemy, and here we go. Right, now you can see Grenade Phase 1 has managed to make it up on this side of the battlefield, and from this position you can actually shoot down that road. So yeah, I put a round in his direction straight away, but it actually impacts on the outside of the building, and sadly I don't get anything bigger than stun and some stun assist. Now, they've taken away a few of the holes on this wall. You can shoot that lurver, but it's very difficult to shoot some of the other enemy tanks around there. And I'm looking at that T-34B, which is a rental tank. Pretty sure it's a rental, in which case then the player will probably be inexperienced. Rounds out. Oh, and the shell went long and to the right, well out of the reticule, or if it seemed to be right on the very edge of the reticule at least. Okay, so the reload time is actually quite long. Normally it's 44.1 seconds for reload. I've managed to get it down to 35.52, and that T-34 black is back. Okay, I'm just trying to work out where we're going to put the shell. He's sitting behind the wreck of the lurver. Rounds out. Oh! Well, that didn't work. In fact, did you notice the aim actually changed? Because I'd selected the armor-piercing rounds, or rather the heavy HE rounds, that the special rounds that Wargaming's brought in, thinking that that would actually make an improvement. But yeah, the aim changed just at the moment I fired. And now the T-34B is trying to get into cover, and there's a T-30 that he's actually impeding. And in fact, actually, it's basically the same tank, but with a different gun on it. Okay, T-34B's managed to get his way, and here comes the T-30 sitting on that corner. I don't think they're too happy there. The T-30 backs out, rounds out, and the shell lands on his frontal plate for 367. As you know, the alpha of these new shells, the special shells, is actually 1100. If it penetrates 65mm of armour. Of course, that shell did not penetrate the frontal plate of a T-30, but he has been killed now, and I'm almost loaded. I've only got 2 rounds of the special ammo left. They've lost the AE Phase 1, and I'm going to try and land a round on the VK7501K. Rounds out, and it does land on him. Direct hit for 380. Didn't pen, but it did do some serious damage, and unfortunately we lost our Tiger 1 there. He was taken out by the T-34B. But the T-34B was taken out by our Skoda T-56, one of the new Czech tanks that have been brought into the game, the heavy tanks. Oh, I think we just saw the tracer of one in the enemy Arty. I think they are on the west side of the river. Okay, VK's moving up. I can't get a shot there. If I tried to fire, I probably would have hit that wall. I'm fairly certain, because most of the reticule was actually beneath the wall. So I think that was a wasted shot if I tried to fire at that point. So I've held on to the shell, and I'm trying to anticipate what they're going to do next. Are they going to pull out, or are they going to pull back? The VK tries to pull back, rounds out, and oh, well, it lands on the ground beyond him, but it's outside the blast radius and he doesn't take any damage. So I'm back to using the standard ordinary shells, and of course that will mean my trajectory will change the moment the new shell goes into the breach, because as you know, the shells have different arcs, and we found out that is the reason why the aim is adjusting the moment the shell lands. It's adjusting to the new arc of fire. So I'm not sure if I can get a shot on that object 416, but oh, we see a VK-78. It's the same VK. He's actually pulling back, so I'm now trying to aim in his path. Oh, and at that moment the aim adjusted and the shell actually hit the building rather than him. So no joy on that shell at all. The scores are still even, so it's still anyone's game. But of course that can change in an instant if we can get a couple of really good shots on the enemy. And the T10's made a horrendous error there coming around that corner, because we've got a Skoda T56 at the end of the road, and he's now unloading into that guy, and he's been tracked. I'm about to put a round on him. He's got one of his tracks up, but not the other one, I think. Rounds out, and he takes a hit for 336. He's tracked again, I think. And, well, he's not moving anywhere because he's got the wreck behind him. And now he's out of the game. Okay, the VK's come into sight again. He went around the houses and came back, trying to get the other side of the buildings. You can see the marks where we had impacts on the front of his vehicle. Okay, over on this side, we noticed there's a Wizzy 120 and a Progetto 46. Both tier 8s, both premiums. Now I'm going to try and lob a shell in there and see if I can actually hit the Wizzy. Well, it exploded on the ground, but I'm pretty certain I would have stunned one of those guys. And yes, I did get stunned on the Wizzy, because I just got some stun assists, so I know I did touch him. The enemy has just lost their Renegade, or is it... No, they lost their Object 416, but the Waffenträger killed our Renegade. And the Waffenträger is the other side of the river. There he is. Okay, did come into sight. Okay, I'm almost loaded. Dialing in on this spot, because I think that Renegade, that Waffenträger is still going to be in sight. Rounds out. Oh, big hit! 913 hit points, which is a low roll for this Arty, because well, it's actually a high roll, sorry. 900 alpha, 52mm to penetration, and yes, I did get 913, so that was a high roll on a penetrating shot. The Bisonte C45 is an AFK. He's sitting in the cap area, and all I really can do for the moment is stun him to let my teammates then take advantage, and I'll get the stun assist. Dialing in. You notice I changed the RT straight away because I wanted to get around onto him straight away to get him out of the game, but the Bisonte, he only needs to take one round, and yeah, everyone's going to take him out now. And that leaves just one enemy left. It's an SU-130 PM, and they think he's on the other side of the river because one of our teammates was killed. Yeah, Progetto 46 just got killed as well by the SU-130. So he has to be within view range in order to see and kill that guy, and he was just the other side of the river. So we're expecting he's somewhere in the tree line. And it's just a question of how far in the tree line he is. I think we've got this game won. I'm currently showing 2,387 hit points of damage, but not one single kill yet. So I'm thinking he may be in that tree line there or down here somewhere. Now, where are you? Oh, guys. Oh, we just lost the Skoda T56 as well. So the SU-130 PM's now got 2 kills by sitting at the back. And there he is. Line him up, rounds out. And before my shell arrives, which was bang on target, the kill has gone in from the T95, the Doom Turtle. So first game is a victory. Let's have a look at the second game. The second replay is in my Hummel, and I'm located on the south spawn of Overlord under the Bicker Sticker's name, and game started. You can see this one is 2 marked as well, and it's very close to getting a 3rd mark. Now the Hummel with the stock gun is far more accurate than the Hummel with the top gun. You don't have as much range as the top gun, but the shell trajectory is much higher because this is the same artillery piece, the same howitzer that goes into the Griller, and that's got a really lethal aiming ability to hit targets that are hiding behind rocks. Now it's got a faster reload as well than the standard 15cm howitzer, the top howitzer. The standard reload on the top gun, if I remember correctly, is 29 seconds. This one's got 25.31, and my reload is 21.43, so you see I'm a lot quicker than most of the others. And I've decided to go down to the beach for this game, even though I normally say don't go beach, because beach is a bit of a mistake. You'll see my logic in this game afterwards. Okay, we've got an enemy budgie who's poking up on that ridgeline to spot the enemy, so I'm going to fire a round in, see if he's there. Nope, he must have pulled back at that precise moment. Now, the one thing I can say is that these new HE shells only do 480 alpha, and they penetrate 38mm of armour, and the special shells will do 580 alpha and 48mm. I've got a T-34-85, rounds out. Lands behind him, but stuns him. They haven't taken stun away, and we're still getting stun assist. And I'm picking up stun assist there off him. In fact, big stun assist. I got 450. So that T-34-85M was probably hit by the box tank who's just ahead of me. Now we saw a super chaffee move down to the beach, and I was thinking he might be on that corner, or the T-34-85M might try to move up, but he might be hanging back because of the box tank. And there's the super chaffee. Okay, stopped, and he's actually running into the Czech crosses, the Czech hedgehogs, rather, rounds out, and I came out of aim view at that moment. I pressed the button too hard, but we did get a stun off him, at the very least. We didn't actually do any damage. Okay, the T-34-85M is stationary on that corner, and there's the super chaffee coming up behind him. Well, that's more of a keep off the grass notice to him, and I saw the super chaffee move around the corner, so I suspect he's going to try another raid on that E2, the Sherman Jumbo. Meanwhile, the budgie has taken home, or taken up residence next to that bunker, so I can probably put a shell in there and wake him up. And I pulled back, and I got a close shot, so I probably did stun him. Okay, super chaffee moving about again. I'm almost loaded. One of the things that I really wanted to teach in this video is that you should never underestimate an Arty. Never. In fact, good Arty players can win games. T-34-85 comes up again, but has the sense to pull back, but he didn't pull back fast enough. And RNG actually helped me this time, because although he pulled back from my aim point, the shell went long and hit him, and I got 231 off that, and I got the rest of the damage as stun assist. We're 2 up on the enemy at the moment. Doesn't necessarily mean we're going to win. And I noticed that there's a box tank ahead of the enemy now, and what I was trying to do was actually get to a new position so I get a better angle on that budgie, but I also noticed there's an AMD 178B Mario Kart running around. Gotta watch out for those guys. Gonna try and do the same again. I stunned the budgie to let him know I'm still here. And we can see the box tank on the enemy team is actually holding that corner and stopping our Sherman Jumbo from moving up along with the Hellcat. They're having a bit of a problem. So I'm going to try and get a better angle on him by going over to the beach and sitting behind one of these landing craft or ships, and if I position myself well enough I might be able to get damage on there. And in fact actually they killed the box tank, And now we've got an AMD 178B to deal with. He's actually hiding behind the wreck at the moment. And okay, I fire it at the moment I'm aimed, and I got some stun, but I didn't get a kill. It would have been nice if I could have got that kill. In fact, we just saw the budgies change position now, and he's actually moved down to that little drop in the cliff where you can shoot down on enemy tanks without actually falling off the edge. And well, he's had to go down into the dip there because he's being fired on by one of our teammates, and I fire around him and stun him. I hoped it would actually hit him, but it just impacted on the ground nearby him, and he's out the game, so I got some stun. And there's the AMD 178B again, and there goes the wreck of the budgie. And the AMD, instead of coming towards me, and he could have killed me, actually decided to run away. I'm going to fire around him more in hope that it might get him, but no. Now, I don't think he saw me, and that's one of the reasons why he actually turned around and went back. I think he was trying to stop our T-34-85M getting close to his other teammates. In fact, the enemy Hummel has now been spotted, and I'm going to try and get a shot on him if I can. There he is. Okay, I've got to lead the target on this one. Oh, now I led too much, and he hit behind the rock, but one of my teammates was quicker. The M44 got him. Then we spotted the other M44s. The T-34-85 is putting rounds into them. I'm almost loaded. Almost ready to go. And he gets the kills, so I don't even need to fire. And that means he's got a Pascucci's, but oh no, he got taken out by the AMD. So now it's only Arty left in our team. And the enemy team has got a Dicamax with 4 kills. And of course that Mario Kart, the AMD 178B. So they must be feeling fairly confident now that they can win the game. The SU-8 and the M44 went out onto the cliff top. And I think they're going to try and stay close to each other in order to defend each other. I can't go to the cap, because if I go to the cap, the AMD 178B will know where I am and will immediately come to try and kill me. So all I can do is do my best, my level best, to try and put some damage into the enemy. Am I going to go up this chine or the other one? This chine, I think. Yep. You can see the AMD 178Bs found the SU-8, and they did split up, and the SU-8's just got killed, so he's out the game. Now I have to reckon that the Dicamax is probably making his way down to the other end, to the cap at this moment. They don't know where I am, they have no idea where I am, but I'm pretty certain that they're feeling fairly confident that they've got the game. Because I'm fairly slow moving. Got a maximum speed of 42 kilometers an hour, reverse speed of 10. And the M44 is now going down the Chinese, trying to run away from the AMD. And I'm now trying to position myself so that I can actually help him. Maybe get shots on the enemy. The AMD's found him. And it probably won't be long now before the AMD gets a kill shot. Okay, I'm trying to position myself. Okay, I can see the AMD. He's trying to shoot the M44. I fire around in, and I kill the AMD with that shot. I kind of thought he went close to the cliff, and so I lobbed the shell in that direction, hoping it would contact him, maybe splash him, but it actually took him out. And unfortunately the Dicamax has reached the cap area, and he's just killed the M44, but I think he turned as if he was coming up that slope, and I saw some destruction occur. And yes, I got a direct hit on him there as he came up that slope. Now I thought there's two ways of dealing with this. The Dicamax is very slow. If I can get to the enemy cap before he gets to our cap, I can probably cap him out before he gets to our end. And so this is why I'm headed towards the enemy cap right now at top speed. If he gets in the cap before I do, then I have to take him out in the cap. And I don't know how many hit points he's got left, but I guess that it must be very, very small, because a penetrating shot or a direct hit on a Dicamax, which has very thin armour, would probably be devastating to him. He's capping, which means I know where he is. And unfortunately I'm going to have to go up this hill, which it means I'm going very slowly, half my normal speed. But there's only one way really of dealing with this if you're an Arty and you're vulnerable. And that's to actually go into the bowl, go down to the corner where the trees are, sit on the corner and see if you can spot the enemy, and then aim for the obvious spot that an enemy is likely to cap in. You know what I mean? Just behind the houses. It's the most likely spot that any enemy would go to. Plus, of course, remember, if he's actually badly damaged, he can't afford for me to put a round anywhere near him. And so he's going to have to hide. He can't afford for me to spot him and take him out with a near miss. Okay, so I'm on my way to the corner. The cap's still going. I have to get into these bushes here if I'm going to have a chance of seeing him. And if I can't see him, we know where he is. Okay, I'm on the corner. I'm aiming. Nobody in sight, so he must be behind the house. Let it dial in. Let it settle. Rounds out! Kill shot! He was behind the house and he took the full force. Never underestimate Arty. Arty can win games. Here's the results of the first battle. That was an ace tanker game. I didn't get a single kill in the game, but I still managed to get an ace tanker by hitting the enemy pretty hardly. I got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. I got 11, and I got a Confederate because I hit more of the enemy than anyone else on my team. My win rate was, well, just very good actually. It wasn't Super Unicum or Unicum Standard. 2302, which is acceptable. It's passable. I did my part in the game. Let's have a look at team score and see where I stood. Well, you can see that I actually came third on damage on my team, but I wasn't third on damage overall because there was 2 members of the enemy team who came ahead of me, so I'm 5th on damage in the entire game. The high score in the game was actually the, if I remember correctly, it's the T10 on the enemy team. The guy that we took out so easily. He got 3,501, is it 3,510? No, it's actually, sorry, I'm wrong. It's the Tiger 2. 3,532 hit points to him. Then it's the T10 with 3,510. And the third highest damage was the A phase 1 on the enemy team with 2,815. I only managed to get 2,387, which does put me on the high side, but it's still not the top score. When it came to kills, I'm way down the table because I didn't get any at all. The top scorer being the Progetto 46. The Tiger 2 got 2 kills. I'm not sure what that tank was. Oh, that's the Skoda, isn't it? Yes. Skoda managed to get 2. The SU-130PM as well. And also the enemy SU-130PM. And when it came to base XP, I'm in 2nd place. The Tiger 2 managed 1254. I managed 1108. And the third was the Skoda, who managed 1052. I fired 12 rounds in that game, got 5 direct hits and 1 penetration on the enemy. That was the Waffenträger, direct hit on him. 10 splash on the enemy as well. 2,387 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damage 7 of the enemy, didn't get any kills, but I got 384 hit points of damage assistance and 1,626 hit points of stun assist off 7 stuns, and I think that's what gave me the ace tanker in combination with the damage. On a premium count, I earned 44,282 credits, got 22,141 from personal reserves, a total of 66,422 credits altogether. After ammunition resupply, took away a profit of 42,662 credits altogether. 1,662 XP times 2 for the first victory, 3,324 for mission completion, 3,324 from personal reserves, and a total of 9,972 experience points altogether. So not a bad battle. It was a bit of a surprise that I got an ace and a Confederate in that one, but I suppose it was down to the fact that I wasn't getting any kills, and yes, I did get that nice penetration on the Waffenträger, who must have upset him because he lost 913 hit points in one shot. Yes, that was a really bad day for him. Anyway, that was the first game. Let's have a look at the second one. That was a second-class tanker in the Hummel. For me, I got a bruiser medal again for getting at least 5 critical hits. I got 7 in this one. And best of all, I got a defender medal because I hit him at the point where he was, it was well past the 80 capture points. And so I ended up with a defender medal because you only need to get 70 to get that one. I also got a low win rate on this one as well. Just a very good game. 1,803. I reckon that that poor Dickermax must have been feeling so confident when he thought, oh, we've got this in the bag. There's two of us and one of us is fast and one of us is slow with a big gun. Yeah, it doesn't work out like that, I'm afraid. If you've got good Arty on your team, yeah, you can win games. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, again, I didn't get the highest damage in the game. In fact, I'm way down the table on this one because there were 4 members of the enemy team who were ahead of me and 3 of my own, which puts me in 8th place overall on damage. The high score on this one was, in fact, the Dickermax with 1,553. He must have felt a bit sore about that because he got the most damage, but he didn't win the game. 1,550 went to the T3485M, and he picked up a Pascucci's medal because remember he took out both of the M44s. And 1,065 went to the Excalibur, just beating out the Skoda T25 on the enemy team. So I only got 1,010. It's okay. It's reasonable. At least I got the defender as well and won the game for the team. Last one alive. When it came to kills, I was actually in, well, 4th place, I think, overall, because the high scorer was the Dickermax. He got 5 kills in that game. 4 kills went to the AMD, 3 kills went to the T34, and yes, in 4th place, joint 4th place, with the Excalibur, the Box Tank, the AMD 178B on our own team, the Hellcat, and the Cromwell on the enemy team, all got 2 kills. When it came to base XP, I'm in 2nd place. Yes, a little bit better in this one. 930 went to that T3485M, the last tank on our team to be killed. 693 went to myself, and 675 went to the Excalibur. I fired 14 rounds in this game, got 2 direct hits and 1 penetration. I'm pretty sure that penetration was the Dickermax. Shall we see? He should show up here. Yes, it was a penetrating shot, 533 hit points. It must have smacked him right in the face as he was trying to come up that slope, and he was probably right sorry at that point. He just made it too obvious where he was. Anyway, I got 10 splashes on the enemy as well, 1,010 hit points, of which 988 were at more than 300 meters. So that last shot on the Dickermax was fairly close. 4 enemy vehicles damaged, 2 killed, 607 hit points of stun assist off 9 stuns, and I got 85 defense points when I reset the cap. 35,870 credits from the game. I got 40,000 for completing a mission, 75,870 altogether, and after ammunition resupply, and this is cheap ammo because it's just standard HE, I actually ended up with a profit of 68,800 credits for the game. 1,039 XP, times 2 for the first victory, 2,079 from personal reserve bonus, a total of 4,158 experience points altogether. So I said, never underestimate the power of Arty. Yes, Arty can win games and frequently does. You only need to see some of the battles on What Arty Noob channel where Arty have actually been the last one alive, but they've still taken out the enemy. In fact, we have quite a few Kolobanov medals that have been awarded to Arty, not by just being the last one alive on an assault defense, but actually by taking out the last 5 enemy tanks single-handed. It can happen. So yes, if you've got an Arty and you're the last one alive, don't give up, keep fighting, go right to the end and do your best to win for the team, and I'm sure they will like it for you if you do. So I hope you enjoyed both of those replays. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.